you watch DCC's Making the Team or Netflix's America's Sweethearts, you better buckle up because the current drama that's unfolding within the group is wild. It not only involves the cheerleaders, but their families have jumped in on this drama too. Now, before I get into this video, I want to say that everything in this video, everything I'm going to be saying is alleged. There is a lot of he said, she said in this situation, but everybody knows the truth only lies with the people in the story. The information in this video has all been sourced by me online from online people who are quite reputable in the DCC world. If you don't know any of this drama or haven't heard what it is, it most likely will be covered in season 2 of America's Sweetheart on Netflix. I have a feeling that this might be covered in season 2 because we've heard in interviews before by executive Greg Whiteley that he never even thought about approaching the Cowboys organization to film a documentary. And the reason being was because he thought there is no way the Cowboys organization is going to hand over full creative control, where Netflix is able to control the narrative of the stories that come out, the good, the bad, the ugly. But Callie Finglass and Charlotte Jones were totally fine handing over their perfect all-American brand over to Netflix. Which is wild because we all saw what happened to people in the Netflix show Cheer and how their careers have ended, some in jail. So you really have to be on your best behavior when Netflix is involved, even when the cameras are off, because the good, the bad, the ugly, they will show no mercy. I've held off doing this video for a little bit because I just wanted to wait until the DCC banquet was over. That was a couple of weeks ago now. I feel like all this drama has wrapped up, so let's get into it. I wanted to wait a little while to share this drama with you guys because I just wanted to wait until the DCC banquet wrapped up, which is pretty much the end of that season for the current DCC squad. And I feel like this could be the end of the drama, so I wanted to recap when all the information was there. Now that banquet's done, I thought it's time to tell you guys what's going on in DCC land. Firstly though, if you're new here, hi, welcome. My name is Charlotte Scott and I cover a range of things on my YouTube channel, from scammers, deep dives, influencer drama, regular drama, everything in between, a little bit of true crime. So if you're into any of that, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Click that bell notification so you never miss another video from me. Whether you're like rugged up on the couch, you're doing your makeup for a night out, you're cleaning your room, I'm so excited to be hanging out with you today. So if it's the AM, grab a cup of tea. If it's the PM, grab a glass of wine and let's get stuck into it. For my regular viewers, I'm sorry I have missed you. It has been a little bit. I've been delayed with some of my videos. I've been doing a lot of research behind the scenes. I've also been covering the Erin Patterson trial that's going on here in Australia. And my personal life is kind of wild and out of control at the moment, and my work life is so busy, but I'm really excited to be sitting down with you guys and chatting to you guys because I miss you guys chatting in the comments with me. I miss talking to you guys. But I do have my next like 4 or 5 videos planned out, so I will be back to regular programming. And I think I needed a break from the Anna Michaela situation. There was so much information there. If you haven't seen those videos, go watch them because that is just a story on its own. That is wild. But time for DCC drama. So DCC, the Dallas Cowboys Cheerleaders, probably the most recognizable cheer brand in America, probably in the world even. I have been watching them since probably about 2014, 13, 15, I don't know, but I was watching CMT's DCC Making the Team, which covered all of training camp, and I was so devastated when it got cancelled because I thought the show was like a hit. It was doing so well. It was doing better than it ever did before. So I'm not sure exactly what happened behind the scenes. We did miss one whole season. I tried to keep up with it like online in the online forums. It was really hard to do so. So when I heard that Netflix had picked it up, I was ecstatic. I was so excited, especially Greg Whiteley, who does amazing, beautifully crafted pieces of documentary. OGs will remember all the drama from back in the day with Cassie and Holly and Jenna and Tara. Like there's so much to unfold. Even Erica. Like I said, I've been keeping up on online forums for years and there has been a bit of drama this year, so I'm gonna get stuck into it right now. On the 22nd of October 2024, the entire DCC squad went to the Bahamas for a retreat. This is a bit different than what they usually do. In the off season, they usually go to a tropical location and they shoot a calendar of some sorts, like a swimsuit bikini calendar. For some reason that was discontinued last year and I'm very surprised because I heard it was very much a staple of the brand. It was very well selling. So to stop that, I'm not really sure the backstory on that, but I would love to know. I'll set the scene for you. The Bahamas, 22nd of October, 3 nights away. It looked like the whole squad was there, as well as Callie Finglass, the director of DCC. And the sleeping situation, they were all sharing rooms with each other. So some rooms looked like they were suites, so a communal area with separate bedrooms. and some were just like regular hotel rooms with like 2 beds in the room. Now you might know that a couple of the girls on the squad vlog, so they've got their own YouTube channel. Mainly Ava and Klein are the ones I kind of like watch or just like keep tabs on. I watched both of their vlogs to see kind of what happens on this retreat, and it looked so well organized. They had a welcome dinner, they had activities like snorkeling, and also an activity of flamingos and yoga. So like they would be doing yoga and there'll be flamingos walking around, which I thought was so cool and so unique. On to the last night they were there, they went down to the beach and what looked like a Rod Stewart concert. It could be like a tribute band, but it seemed pretty legit, I'm not quite sure. Anyway, it looked like a super fun last night, and Ava said she actually pulled an all-nighter that night. Now everyone is back on home soil in the great state of Texas, and rumors start swirling on the internet that Shandi has been demoted from Group 1 leader. This was due to an incident that happened on the Bahamas trip. If you guys are unaware of Shandi, this is Shandi. She is a 6th year veteran, a Pro Bowl cheerleader, which is a massive accomplishment in itself, and just all around beautiful, stunning goals. She's accomplished pretty much everything you can accomplish in DCC. Now the internet was very confused by this because Shandi had always seemed like a quiet, shy, sweet girl, but an absolute dynamic dancer. She also shares co-point of the triangle for the signature dance Thunderstruck with Jada, which again, massive accomplishment in itself. Let's move forward to game day. On the 19th of November, Cowboys play Texans at AT&T Stadium. They lose. Cowboys haven't had a great season, that's pretty standard. However, footage shows that Shandi was in fact demoted as Group 1's leader. In videos posted online, she wasn't leading her group at all. From videos shown online, it looked like the new first leader of Group 1 was Katiana. If you guys don't know who Katiana is, she is a 4th year DCC. She hasn't had many other accomplishments. She was in fact 2nd group leader for Group 1 this year, but she has not been a group leader for any other year. Now, Katiana's husband was gloating on social media throughout this entire game day. Even Katiana herself posted this on her Insta stories after the game that day. Here is a photo with Klein, who is now the 2nd group leader for Group 1. This pretty much confirmed to everyone that there had been a leadership and structural change within Group 1. Now, a very interesting tidbit I did come across on Reddit was a user said that she swiped up on Katiana's story and said, "Humble yourself." Instantly, Katiana's mum was trying to follow this girl on Instagram. It's so weird. A DCC update TikTok account posted a photo of the new formations for Group 1 now that Shandi was demoted and Katiana was promoted. And that is where Reese's husband enters the chat. If you guys remember, this is Reese. She was featured prominently in season 1 of America's Sweethearts, as well as her husband Will, who was just like obsessed with her. He was obsessed with Alabama basketball, and his whole goal in life was to pursue this woman that he fell in love with. Now, Will commented on this photo of the new formation lines on the DCC Update TikTok account and said, "Shandi shouldn't even be in the graphic." Now, this fired up a lot of people online. People were not happy that DCC husbands were getting involved within this girl drama in the squad. Now, I just want to give a shout out to DCC making the team subreddit on Reddit. Big fan of them. I am constantly looking at that site. I have been on that subreddit for years and years and years as an onlooker. There is so much drama on there. If you're not on there, get onto it. But on that subreddit, a very reliable user made a post. I say very reliable user because they have posted multiple times before as the first point of source and have been right. I have a feeling it's someone pretty close to the organization, like a DCC's sister, someone who maybe works there, but they have a lot of intel. Now, on the 5th of December, they made a post in the DCC making the team subreddit titled "Shandi being demoted." They start off by saying, "Like always, it's up to you to make a decision on whether you believe this insider info or not." They go on to list the reasons why Shandi reportedly got demoted. Number 1, breaking the fraternization policy. Now, for some reason, they let this slide and higher-ups influenced this decision. Number 2, an incident in the Bahamas which involved taking a guest back to her room. They mention it is unclear whether the same person is involved in 1 and 2. They continued by saying that the powers above, so Charlotte Jones and everyone, allegedly thought of cutting her initially. But they decided it was too late in the season to redo all the formations. Apparently, Reese covered up for her, and this is regarding the fraternization, and that got her into deep hot water. and that is why Will retaliated and commented on the DCC update account post. Obviously, this was huge news. We haven't seen this level of drama or even fraternization in the organization that we know of for at least 10 years. You guys remember back to Holly and Jenna? Holly allegedly was fraternizing with players and Jenna did not stop her. Now this was in preseason and Holly eventually resigned from the team and Jenna was demoted. She was originally meant to be the point of the triangle. She was demoted, Katiana was put in that place, and Jenna also was not allowed to go on the trip to Canton for the Hall of Fame, the NFL Hall of Fame. Now, it did some further investigation into Reddit, and it seems like Shandi and Reese and possibly Charlie were all sharing a room or a suite in the Bahamas together on the retreat. And that is like what I mentioned before, where Shandi allegedly brought a guest back to her hotel room. Now, we don't know if they hooked up or if they just hung out or anything, but Reese covered for Shandi. And ultimately, they were both caught out on this, and we're unsure how. There's no source coming to us telling us that this person dobbed on this person or Kelly saw someone in the hallway. We don't know. But if you go back and look at Will's comment where he said Shandi shouldn't even be in the formation, it looks like he was very unhappy that Shandi pretty much put Reese in that position and ultimately got his wife in trouble. So as mentioned before, Katiana was promoted to Group 1's first group leader and Klein Powell was promoted to second group leader for Group 1, which is totally normal to step up in a position. Like I mentioned before as well, Katiana was the second group leader, and so when Shandi was demoted, Katiana stepped up into that first group leader position. But that's not what people were mad about in this situation. Katiana's husband would not stop talking about this. He was gloating so much, saying how well deserved this was, talking about how it's been a long time coming. He was really not being humble in the slightest, and that's what turned people the wrong way. He also created an Instagram account called the DCC Husband, which is weird and it doesn't have many followers at all and one post. I don't know, I'm just not a huge fan of a woman in his life having such a huge accomplishment, obviously being one of the biggest cheer teams in the world, and he's trying to like ride the coattails of that, like when he hasn't done anything to get her there. It's just really interesting. This all started circulating online, and where there's smoke, there's fire. People started coming out and saying how well known it is in the organization, and even back to her college cheer days, that Katiana was a mean girl. Now, the insider informant said that Katiana and Klein were publicly gloating in the locker room about their promotions to Group 1 and 2 leader, and that they were not humble in the slightest, and the rest of the DC squad had seen this and they knew about it. Now, things quietened down a little bit, and that was until the 29th of March. Now, Katiana and her mum went on TikTok live, and this was the first kind of like instance of them putting themselves out there publicly, accessibly, on a platform where people can ask questions to her directly in real time about the whole Group 1 fiasco, the Shandi situation, and everything else in between. And I just want to sing my praise out to the DCC Making the Team subreddit, because one user on their screen recorded Katiana's live that night. They posted multiple clips directly and indirectly related to the drama that's happening. Again, I usually do recaps of things, but I think it's really important that I post these so you guys can see the body language, the way they're talking, the way they're answering the comments. Again, they're really short, so it's only going to go for a minute or so, but I'm going to insert them here now.
In the middle of the season, you know, I'm going to make a video on that one day. One day I will talk about the whole thing so the story can come, stop with the breasts, so the story can come out and people can stop making assumptions. It will come out.
The truth is going to set some people free. It is.
But I am just more blessed that I got the opportunity and grateful for that time. The end. That's all I'm going to say for right now.
You want me to say something?
Nope.
Okay.
I'm
say something. Hooty hoo, I hooty hoo for Jesus.
Oh, thank you.
Look. Who's that? What?
Nope. Don't say it out loud.
Girl. Some things are better left unknown.
Mm-hmm. Your mom is awesome, and is the NDA that... I I thought they were talking about national dance.
Oh, so did
Wait,
I.
is the NDA that good? What's that mean?
They're talking about the NDA we signed.
No, the non-disclosure agreement?
Yeah.
Are you talking about NDA dance, or are you talking about the
Because we're saying
non-disclosure?
that I was telling you can't say anything, and they're saying is it that good?
Yeah, but you guys didn't sign
not.
it, so you don't have
We
to.
did.
Ah! God.
I guess it is that good. I've spent best life lessons. I think I'm gonna have to talk about that another time. Of best life lessons that DCC has given me. That's gonna be a whole nother video.
I know some,
You don't say
but I'm
anything.
not allowed to talk about
No.
it, okay? I know what life lessons it's given me. What? I've been learning
Did you do any sport prior to being a dancer?
really good opinions.
Common sense.
I think some of y'all are like on it.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all can
Yeah.
be detectives.
Yeah, I see it.
It's a good job. Good job.
Oh my god. Mama wants to spill tea. She tired of what's ever going on.
Am I giving that vibe? Like, is that what I'm giving?
Yes, that's literally what you're giving, and I'm gonna need you to calm
Okay,
down.
I'm not giving any.
What did you major in?
And it's like, she said she's retired. It's so
These sites,
weird.
trust me, they know about Reddit. They talk about it
It
all the
is
time.
so
with me.
weird to me.
Any tips or tricks? Did you get a bracelet and a ring technically? No, I just got a ring this year.
Aww.
Yeah, I skipped. I just got a ring.
Congratulations, Jay.
I'm a part of you. Hypothetically, what happened with a certain hypothetical? You're
Messy Ministries, but listen, I'm here for it.
She said hypothetically.
What happened with a
Hypothetically.
hypothetical? Oh, Lord.
Hypothetical.
Hypothetically, you're going to have to wait to find out.
You need moderators, girl.
Yeah. Hypothetically, I cannot. Yeah.
But we will soon.
Man.
Hypothetically, I'm not saying anything hypothetically until I'm allowed to say anything hypothetically.
Hypothetically.
Which
keeps me in a box.
Anxiety. I just realized it's 2 a.m. I'm heading to bed. Mama, spill the tea when she retires. She ain't spilling nothing.
Follow me at.
No.
Just wait.
Everyone, we gotta cut that out. You guys are letting her have too much fun.
I know, it's so great. I love this place. It makes my anxiety go down.
I love your overall.
Interesting, wasn't it? I feel like Katiana's mum is a very interesting character. Now, this TikTok live was detrimental to Katiana's career as a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader. Because again, it was alleged by the insider that she was brought into Kelly and Judy's office to explain the TikTok live. And let me tell you, they were not pleased in the slightest on how she was acting publicly. Also worth mentioning, this was 2 days before the USO tours were meant to be happening. If you guys don't know what the USO tours are, a very select amount of DCC would travel to American military bases all around the world to perform and do meet and greets and just put a smile on the military's faces. And when I say select few, I'm talking like maximum 10 girls out of a 36 girl squad. As a disciplinary action, Katiana was told she would be pulled from the USO tour and put on a brief suspension from DCC. Like I mentioned earlier, if you guys watched the CMT show DCC Making the Team, a similar situation happened where they pulled Jenna from the Canton Hall of Fame trip. So it really wouldn't surprise me if this is true and this is what they did with Katiana. Now again, allegedly, Katiana counter-offered their suspension and pretty much just quit DCC on the spot. Again, very similar to Holly and what she did in CMT's DCC Making the Team. And I just want to give that show a shout out. If you guys have seen America's Sweethearts and you haven't seen the CMT show, please go do. I mean, you don't have to go watch Short Early Days, maybe from like the 2012 season onwards. Brilliant TV, so different to the Netflix show, but please go watch that if you want a bit of history around the girls. Now, back to Katiana, let's just remember, she quit DCC. She did not retire. And that became very evident when she did not show up to the DCC end of year banquet. So it really, again, solidifies that Katiana quit and didn't retire. Because if you do retire, you still go to the banquet and you get a beautiful yellow rose. And they do a whole package on honoring the DCC who have retired. This year they did a package as well where they highlighted each girl who was leaving DCC, and that was posted on the official Instagram account. Now, I want to mention that if you listen to that closely, the voiceover for Katiana's one was very, very different to the other girls. Again, adding gasoline to these rumors that she quit very quickly and unexpectedly. Now, she went on Instagram and she made a post about retiring from DCC, which is very normal. A lot of the girls that do retire do make a post. Inserted here next to me, but I will read it out for you because it is a novel. So the post reads, "After prayerful consideration, I have made the decision to step away from my role within the Dallas Cowboys organization." Again, step away, retired, quit. While this is not the ending I had envisioned, that line speaks for itself like 1,000 times over. It is one I felt led to make for myself in full faith and peace. I'm deeply grateful for the 4 unforgettable seasons filled with growth, meaningful friendships, and memories that will stay with me forever. Though this door has closed, I trust fully in God's plan and the new doors He is preparing to open. I do not view this as a setback, but a divine setup for what's next. He is not finished with me yet, and I am stepping forward with expectations and joy for all He has in store. Thank you to everyone who has supported me on this journey. I look forward to sharing the next one with you. And then she has a Bible verse that says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord." Jeremiah 29:11. Love and cheers, Katiana. Now, if you ask me, a lot of that was very sudden, I needed to get out of here, and just, again, something is not right. When there's smoke, there's fire. Now, I thought it would be very interesting to share some of the comments that were posted on this. Now, let's dive a little deeper into this because I feel like a lot of the comments on here really speak for themselves. Reese's husband, Will, again chiming in, says, "Proud to be your friend, KD. Your group was lucky to have you this year. Excited to see what the Lord has in store for you next." Now, her husband, aka the DCC husband, says, "It takes courage to stand in the face of adversity, baby, and you've done it with such grace, compassion, integrity, and honor. The Lord sees that and He knows your heart. I couldn't be prouder of you, and I will be here by your side through it all, to the ends of the earth. I will always be your number one fan, your number one cheerleader. I'll figure out how to repurpose your fat head somehow. I can't wait to see what God has for you next. Until then, one last time, how about that DCC? KD, I love you 3000. God's always working." Now, a few DCC did comment on her post, just saying the normal things about how proud they were of her. And again, I just want to say a few. For these posts, it's usually all of the squad. Klein didn't comment on it. Definitely Shandi did not comment on it either. For a sisterhood, I find that very interesting. Katiana did not mention anything at all about the banquet or not attending. But again, looking at Ava's vlogs and Klein's vlogs, she was not there with the retiring class who all took a big group photo together. But Shandi was there and she looked absolutely stunning this night, and I'm really glad she was able to go. The Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders have officially wrapped up for the 2024-2025 season, and auditions are now open for the new season and the new squad. So what's next for Katiana? The norm, a podcast. I feel like everybody is doing podcasts, which, I mean, you do you, but she is releasing a podcast called Katiana's Corner with both letters AK. Going off the description, it gives us a whole lot of nothing. Like, there's a lot of words and not much sense made of it. But she did do like an intro video where she talked about like what she's doing. And again, it's a lot of like God's plan at this point. And it had a very, very low number of views. She has since released her very first episode, which is with a girl who's like 10 years old. I'm not really giving my time and effort to watch this, but I'm really not understanding what it's kind of about. Again, a lot of like godly talk, a lot of religion. And again, it has a very, very small amount of views, so I really do wonder how long this will last for Katiana and what is next for her. Like I mentioned, this is probably like the biggest DCC drama that has happened in recent years. We've never seen anything like someone getting demoted mid-season, almost cut, and then someone quitting right at the very end. But I would love to hear your thoughts on this whole situation. Did you guys watch CMT DCC making the team? Do you remember that Holly Jenner drama? How do you think this compares? Do you think that they will cover it in Netflix's America's Sweethearts? I really have no idea. I feel like they will. Like I said earlier, it's very normal for Netflix to cover everything, and they do have full creative control and freedom. So like I said, make sure you comment your thoughts below. I want to chat to you guys about this. I'm really excited, and you guys will know a bit of gossip before the new season comes out as well, so we love that. I don't think this drama is going to eventuate any more than it has. We know that Shandi and Katiana are off the team now. The likely place they're going to run into each other is weddings. We do see a lot of DCC weddings. Speaking of weddings, one last tidbit I'm going to put in here. Somebody brought this up from Katiana's wedding, and it is a clip of after all the group does a Thunderstruck dance. Again, very normal at DCC weddings. The bride and the rest of the DCC there do Thunderstruck. Obviously not to the extent with the jump splits, but people pointed out how much of a mean girl Tyra, who is a former DCC and current Laker girl, and Katiana look in this. So Victoria goes up to say like congratulations and give her a hug after Thunderstruck, and Tyra and Katiana like turn the other way instantly. Very mean girl energy. I mean, we could be reading into this, but that was just one of those things that kept popping up when all this Katiana drama was coming to light. And I'm not gonna lie, I am kind of nervous about putting this video out on the internet because we do know that Katiana and her family have created accounts on Reddit trying to stick up for her, trying to bully people into whatever they're talking about in regards to Katiana. Again, I am just somebody who is reporting on the facts and putting all the information into one place. So if there's any downvotes, I'm going to highly suggest that it's Katiana's family. Another thing before I go, I just want to give another praise to the DCC Making the Team subreddit. People on there are awesome. Again, I'm just an observant. I like to look and read pretty much every night. I go into Reddit and just read through everything like a novel, which I should probably just be reading a novel instead. But that subreddit I have been on for many years now, and again, people are great, the insider information that comes from there, so I highly suggest getting on there. But also don't forget to remain respectful when commenting on Reddit. And it will be interesting to see if anything else comes out about this. But again, I think Katiana's family is kind of in her corner, obviously, and making Reddit accounts and really trying to stick up for her. But people instantly can tell who is her family and who's not. If you guys have enjoyed hanging out with me today, or if you liked this video, or if you like that little bit of juicy tea, make sure you hit that like button as well and that subscribe button so you never miss another video from me. I will be doing a full recap as well on season 2 of America's Sweethearts. I'm so excited for it. Hopefully we get a trailer really, really soon because obviously Banquet is now wrapped up. That whole season is wrapped up, so fingers crossed. Greg Whiteley, get that out to us ASAP. Thank you guys again for hanging out with me, and make sure you check out my other videos if you want to hang out with me for a little bit longer. I don't mind that also, but I just want to, again, thank you guys so much. I've really enjoyed this. I miss sitting down chatting with you guys. Again, make sure you comment because I love chatting to you guys in the comments, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys!